GK Jain Schools, a great way to start your child's early education. Good evening children, this is Padma from GK Jain Schools. Let us continue with complex numbers from 12th mathematics. Today we are going to see about De Moivre's theorem and its applications. So let's see what is called De Moivre's theorem, its applications, how we are using it in the sums, and we will start off with the example sums. Let's move on to the topic now. So we'll see the definitions now. De Moivre's theorem. De Moivre is a mathematician who used complex numbers in trigonometry. So De Moivre's theorem states that given any complex number cos theta plus I sin theta and any integer n, cos theta plus I sin theta the whole power n can be written as cos n theta plus I sin theta. That is, the power n can be written next to the argument. If it is going to be minus n, you can write it as cos of minus n theta plus I sin of minus n theta. So you can go through the corollary also. Now we will move on to the sums. Children, let's see the first example sum. Example 2.28. If z is equal to cos theta plus I sin theta, show that z power n plus 1 by z power n is equal to 2 cos n theta and z power n minus 1 by z power n is equal to 2i sin n theta. This is very important 5-mark sum. Okay, so first what we are doing, let z is equal to cos theta plus I sin theta. We are taking the usual assumption, z is equal to cos theta plus I sin theta. So by De Moivre's theorem, so just now we went through the definition of De Moivre's theorem, how to bring the power, that is cos theta plus I sin theta the whole power n, means you can bring it to the next to the argument and z will be having it in the power. So z power n is equal to cos theta plus I sin theta the whole power n. So by De Moivre's theorem, what will happen, I can bring this n next to the argument. So my z power n will be cos n theta plus I sin n theta. Now I will go to the next part, 1 by z power n. What is 1 by z power n? If I am going to take it to the numerator, this will be z power minus n. Means the power value is taking a negative sign. So applying De Moivre's theorem, this negative sign will be coming to the next to the argument. That is cos of minus n theta plus I sin of minus n theta. And what is cos of minus theta? Cos of minus theta is plus cos theta, but sin of minus theta is minus sin theta. So what we are getting, z power minus n is equal to cos n theta minus I sin n theta. Don't wonder what I am saying, it is trigonometric formula. Cos of minus theta is cos theta and sin of minus theta is minus sin theta. So now we will go on with the first one, z power n plus 1 by z power n. Z power n is cos n theta plus I sin n theta plus cos n theta minus, and 1 by z power n is cos n theta minus I sin theta. So when I am removing the bracket, what happens? My sin and sin gets cancelled because this is plus and this is negative. So I am getting 2 cos n theta. So z power n plus 1 by z power n is 2 cos n theta. We will move on to the next one. Similarly, z power n minus 1 by z power n is equal to cos n theta plus I sin n theta, and in between I am having a minus sign. So when I am taking the minus inside, this becomes cos n theta plus I sin n theta minus cos n theta plus I sin n theta. So cos and cos gets cancelled. So I am getting it to be z power n by 1 minus z power n is equal to 2i sin n theta. So this is very important 5-mark sum. We shall move on to the next example. Simplify sin pi by 6 plus I cos pi by 6 the whole power 18. So what is the difference here, children? It should be always cos theta plus I sin theta, but here it is sin plus I cos. So considering the expression, first I am going to remove the I outside. So this term which is having a I will be cos pi by 6, and this term which is not having I will be minus I sin pi by 6. You know the reason? Because I into I is I square is minus 1, minus into minus will be plus, so we will get back the term again. Okay, so now after bringing it to this format, obviously I need to the power 18. So raising to the power of 18 on both sides. What happened? Sin pi by 6 plus I cos pi by 6 the whole power 18 is equal to I power 18 cos pi by 6 minus I sin pi by 6 the whole power 18. Now, I hope you all remember in the first exercise, very first exercise, when we are having I power values, we have to write them in the multiple of 4 plus the remainder. So, 4 into 4 is 16, 16 plus 2 is 18. So I am writing it as I power 4 into 4 plus 2, so that I can write this as I power the remainder, that is I square, and here what will happen, I can bring the 18 next to the argument using the De Moivre's theorem. So this becomes cos 18 pi by 6 minus I sin 18 pi by 6. Now my I square is nothing but minus 1 and cos 3 pi minus I sin 3 pi. And what is cos odd values? Cos odd values are always minus 1. So already I am having a minus here, that is I square is minus 1. So bringing it inside, side, minus cos 3 pi plus I sin 3 pi. So cos 3 pi is minus 1, so minus into minus will become plus, and I sin 3 pi is 0. So we have got the answer here. Okay, now we'll move on to the next sum. That is, here we have got only the real part, means the imaginary part have become 0. So it is 1 plus 0i. Now exercise 2.30, simplify 1 plus cos 2 theta plus I sin 2 theta divided by 1 plus cos 2 theta minus I sin 2 theta the whole power 30. So here what we are going to do, let z is equal to cos 2 theta plus I sin 2 theta. Now do you all remember the properties of modulus? See, modulus z can be written as modulus z square, and modulus z square can be written as z into z bar, and z into z bar is nothing but 1. So if z into z bar is equal to 1, I can write z bar as 1 by z. Okay, I can write z bar as 1 by z. So what I will do, I will write this z bar as 1 by z, and my z is, what is my z? Cos 2 theta plus I sin 2 theta. So I am going to write it as 1 by z, means it will go to the denominator, and when I am bringing it to the numerator, it will have a minus sign in the power. So only I am getting it to be cos 2 theta minus I sin 2 theta. Now as per the given expression, 1 plus cos 2 theta plus I sin 2 theta by 1 plus cos 2 theta minus I sin 2 theta is equal to 1 plus z by 1 plus 1 by z. So when I am taking the LCM, this becomes z plus 1 by z, and this z in the denominator can be taken to the numerator. So 1 plus z gets cancelled, and I am getting it to be z alone. So this whole expression has derived to be z the whole power 30. And what is z? Cos 2 theta plus I sin 2 theta the whole power 30. And by De Moivre's theorem, when I am going to bring this 30 to the arguments, it becomes cos 60 theta plus I sin 60 theta. Now we will see the next example. This is very important 5 mark sum. This type of sums are very important. Simplify 2 subdivisions are there. See the first subdivision, 1 plus I the whole power 18. Children, do you all remember how to find the modulus and argument of a given complex number? Same method only we will be doing for half of the sum. So I am considering it to be the r into cos theta plus I sin theta. And then what is r value? Root of the values. What are the values here? It is 1 and I coefficient is 1. So 1 square plus 1 square, that is root 2. And alpha is equal to tan inverse of b by a, that is 1 by 1. Suppose x is equal to a plus ib, I will write b by a, that is the imaginary part by real part. So 1 by 1. And when tan will be taking the value 1, only it is pi by 4. So my theta is becoming pi by 4, since 1 plus I is lying in the first quadrant. Children, how will you judge where the complex numbers are lying, whether it is in the first quadrant or second quadrant or third or fourth? You have to plot the points in the graph thing roughly. You have to plot it and find out in which quadrant it is lying. So as far as this sum is concerned, it is lying on the first quadrant. So this becomes root 2 cos pi by 4 plus I sin pi by 4. So raising to the power 18 on both sides, 1 plus I the whole power 18 becomes root 2 the whole power 18 cos pi by 4 plus I sin pi by 4 the whole power 18. What is root 2 the whole power 18? I can write, I know that 2 can be written as root 2 into root 2. So this becomes 2 power 9 cos 18 pi by 4. By using the De Moivre's theorem, 18 will come to the argument, and here also sin 18 pi. Now what I am doing, I am splitting this 18 pi as 4 pi plus pi by 2. Now just take LCM, no? 4 into 2. Here also 2. So 4 2s are, it will be 8. Okay, so 9 pi by 2. 9 pi by 2. So which is nothing but 18 pi by 4. Okay, on cancelling we'll get it. So this is 2 power 9 cos pi by 2 minus I sin. How we are getting it to be cos pi by 2? Because cos pi plus theta. We have the trigonometric ratios. Cos pi plus theta is cos theta, and here you are having sin pi plus theta. Sin of pi plus theta is minus sin theta. So we are getting it to be minus I sin pi by 2. And now what is cos pi by 2, children? It is 0, and sin pi by 2 is 1. So 1 into I is I. So we are getting it to be minus 2 power 9, which is minus 5 into I. We will see the next subdivision. That is root 3 minus root 3 plus 3i the whole power 31. So here also we will equate it to r cos theta plus I sin theta. We will find the value of r, and then the alpha value we are getting it to be, since the theta is lying in the second quadrant, we are getting it to be theta is equal to pi minus alpha, that is pi minus pi by 3. Take the LCM, that is 2 pi by 3. Now after that we have to raise the power to 31 on both sides. Using De Moivre's theorem, I can bring the 31 here. Now I am going to write the 62 pi as, see what I have written, 20 pi plus 2 pi by 3. Now multiply and see, no? If you take LCM, this will be 60 pi. 60 plus 2 is 62 pi. So that's why I have split it here. Now cos pi plus theta is cos theta. So cos 2 pi by 3. And sin pi plus theta is sin theta. So sin 2 pi by 3. Now, so I have written the reason also here. Now once again I can write this 2 pi by 3 as pi minus pi by 3, here also pi minus pi by 3. Now cos pi minus pi by 3 is nothing but minus cos pi by 3, and I sin pi minus pi by 3 is nothing but sin pi by 3. Okay, I sin pi by 3. So what is the value of cos pi by 3? It is minus 1 by 2. Actually 1 by 2, but already we are having a minus sign here, so it is minus 1 by 2, and I root 3 by 2. What is this? Sin pi by 3 value. So after applying that value, we are just bringing it to the general form. Minus root 3 plus 3i the whole power 31 is equal to 2 root 3 the whole power 31 into minus 1 by 2 plus I root 3 by 2. So this is how we have to do this sum, and this is very important 5 mark sum. Children, we saw about De Moivre's theorem and its application. We also went through the example sums related with De Moivre's theorem and its applications. In next class, we will be seeing about finding nth roots of unity. See you in the next class. Thank you, children. Children, subscribe our school YouTube channel so that you will get the updates immediately.